welcome back, everyone. I, Udita, and my co host, Keshvi, welcome you all to Abhivyakti, Reflections Beyond Horizons, and we're absolutely thrilled to kick off season 2. Here on this podcast, we explore the ideas, challenges, and stories that shape all of our lives. From thought provoking discussion to issues that matter the most, we are here to uncover, question, and inspire. So settle in, get ready, and join us as we embark on another season full of curiosity, meaningful insight, and deep conversation. Today, we're thrilled to have with us Dr. Abhiruchi Udayan, a behavioral counselor and an educator with over 20 years of experience, a PhD in stress management coping skills, and an alumna of Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Ma'am specializes in adolescent psychology. We're excited to have you here, ma'am.
Thank you for having me here.
Let's get started. What are your key interests when it comes to teen psychology?
Okay, Udita. So, what really fascinates me about teen psychology is how unique this stage of life is. The teenager's brain is no longer a child's brain, but it's definitely not an adult brain yet. It's this in between phase of their life where their ability to learn is incredible. Like you must have noticed how quickly children or teens they pick up new things. But here's the catch: the frontal lobe, which helps with the decision making, impulse control, judgments, and empathy, all of this is still under construction. That's why they can feel so confused, impulsive, or even conflicted. The brain takes almost 2.5 decades to fully develop or to mature. What worries me is how society often demonizes these impulses, labeling teens as irresponsible or reckless without understanding that their brain is wired to seek novelty and experience, and that the control centers simply aren't matured yet. It's not just bad behavior, it's biology. And because their brain learns so fast, both the good and the bad stick quickly and stays for longer. So our job, while we counsel, is to help them channel that immense potential into resilience, maybe self-awareness, and healthy decision making. And we all the time help our teens to do so.
Yeah, that's an awesome perspective. I love that.
Thank you.
Mom, with teenagers spending so much time on social media nowadays, many have started to disconnect themselves from the real world, from the real life interactions,
Yeah.
which can definitely take a toll on their mental health. How can we address such habits from a psychological perspective?
So, Keshvi, this is such a real concern we come across nowadays. Uh, as I said, the teenage brain absolutely thrives on stimulation, and social media gives them rapid bursts of dopamine, those little hits of excitement. But here's the tricky part: after a while, continuous scrolling stops giving that real dopamine reward. Dopamine is a reward chemical that our brain releases. So it shifts into obsessive compulsive pattern. Think of it like this, like the obsession is the thought of what next, and the compulsion is the endless scrolling. And it is so different from the obsession about food or the cleanliness, because there's no real payoff. You never feel satisfied and you never feel that you're done. That's where we need to help them find balance. Simple things like sports, art, or volunteering, or spending time with family. These things bring back real connection and meaning to life. In counseling, I focus on teaching mindful usage, helping teenagers scroll with intention and not out of habit.
Ma'am, that's an interesting perspective. From attention deficits, teens have often started isolating themselves from the real world, unaware that this affects not only their mental health, but also their physical health. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, that's a real concern because when teens pull away into screens, it affects them in so many ways, mentally and physically. Anxiety, depression, and low self esteem starts to rise. Sleep gets disrupted, their physical movement decreases, and even their hormones get out of balance. The adolescent's brain is designed to build empathy, patience, and communication through real world interactions. And these are like muscle circuits, they need to be exercised. If teens don't practice empathy face to face or have real conversations, those circuits don't develop properly and they stay weak. That's why social isolation during adolescence is such a red flag.
Ma'am, we can't agree more with you. You mentioned low self esteem. We know many teenagers nowadays have started to believe that others are living more exciting and fulfilling lives based on what they see online on social media, which can definitely make them feel left out and anxious. And the constant comparison can increase the risk of falling into FOMO.
Yes.
How can teens navigate this challenge, ma'am?
Okay, but Keshvi, don't you think comparison is something we all do, right? But the teenage brain is super sensitive to social rewards because dopamine drives novelty and peer approval. Social media tricks teens into thinking everyone else is living an exciting life, whereas they are missing out. This fuels anxiety or fear of missing out, or FOMO, what we usually call. The important thing to remember is that social media is not the real life, it's curated, edited moments. The same sensitivity that makes teens so quick at learning new things can actually help them rewire this and comparison habit into oneself, growth, and self appreciation. We need to tell others that what we are watching on screen is just a part of their life and not the whole story.
Ma'am, do you have a few practical tips to help teens avoid falling into these patterns?
Of course, I like to keep it simple and practical because the brain, as I said earlier, it responds best to small, consistent actions. So, certain tips can be like digital detox windows, give your brain regular breaks. Even 30 minutes away from screens daily helps reset dopamine levels and breaks these impulsive habits. And second thing that you can practice is real life anchors. You can pick any activity that you love, whether it's music, sports, art, or simply having fun and laughing with your friends offline. These give your brain real lasting joy. And one more thing is, in psychology we have is mindful comparison, or to everyone who watches reels or following the meme culture nowadays, we can say that every time you catch yourself comparing online, just pause and remind yourself this is one moment of their life and not the whole story. Practicing gratitude rewires your brain to feel enough. And also, there may be certain exercises that teenagers or at times, adults can also practice. And I often suggest two simple exercises to help everyone focus. Is one is the calm exercise, which you can practice as you can take a deep breath, hold it for 5 seconds, and you can slowly exhale. Do it for 5 times. It helps relax your nervous system and reduces anxiety immediately. And another thing that you can follow is the focus exercise. You can spend 2 minutes simply observing your surroundings, what you see, what you hear, what you're feeling at that very moment. It brings you the present moment, brings to you the present moment and helps break that mindless scrolling cycle. Because at the end of the day, the teenage brain is a powerhouse. It learns faster, it holds on stronger and longer, and is incredibly adaptable. The real opportunity is to feed it the right inputs so it grows into strength, empathy, and resilience. And in the end, social media is not the villain. It is up to us how mindfully we use it.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable insight and advice today. We truly appreciate your time and expertise. Thank you. That wraps up the premiere episode of season 2 of Abhivyakti Reflections Beyond Horizon, your platform for exploring topics and issues that matter most to all of us. We hope this conversation sparked curiosity, inspired thought, and gave you a fresh perspective. Stay tuned, stay questioning, and join us next time as we continue to explore challenges, stories, and ideas that shape our world. Signing off from your set of insights, this is Abhivyakti, Reflections Beyond Horizons, brought to you by Vashishanti Gurukul. Until next time.